Greetings, and welcome to the latest in our cycle of lunar rituals. Suggested materials are a candle, to be lit during the ritual, matches or lighter, a deck of cards, of any kind, your paper sigil, if you are with us under the dark moon, and, if possible, a view of the moon. Though if you lack any of these, you can simply follow along on the video stream. We will get started in just a moment. If you are not a member, but are interested in getting involved, you can find a link to our Discord at capitalareasatanists.org. Find a seated position where you can rest comfortably for about 20 minutes. Let us begin.
First, focus on yourself. Look inward. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Allow yourself to feel firmly grounded in place, strong and immovable by any will but your own. The candles used in satanic ritual represent the light of Lucifer, the bearer of light, enlightenment, the living flame, burning desire, and the flames of the pit. You may now light your candle. With the lighting of this flame, honor the gift of knowledge bestowed upon you and which you carry forward with you. With the ringing of the bell, fill the space around you. Already a tenuous material reality, detach itself from the mundane world, creating room for your own inner world to briefly manifest outward, as within, so without. I call upon Azazel, the scapegoat of the wilderness in the south, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. I call upon Lucifer, the light-bringer, the air above, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. I call upon Lilith, the mother of demons in the north, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. I call upon Hecate, goddess of the witches, queen of the underworld below, to illuminate and strengthen this circle. And, as before, so again, call upon yourself, the Satan and the Satanist at the center, to illuminate and strengthen this circle.
If you have cards with you, cut the deck now. Without looking at it, draw the top card and place it face down horizontally. May this hidden card represent the unknown and the unknowable. Draw a card and place it face up to the left of the first. May this card suggest where you stand now. Draw a card and place it face up in the center, over top of the first. May this card clarify that which stands in your way. Finally, draw a card and place it to the right. May this card point the way to overcoming the obstacles in your path. Silently take note of meanings or connections which may intuitively occur to you. During the dark moon, we declared our intention to contribute in a meaningful way toward the ceasefire in Gaza. Having reached the full moon, consider and reflect on the ways you were spurred forward into concrete action. Now, reflect on ways you would have liked to have worked toward the liberation of all people, especially those in Gaza, but were not able to during this lunar cycle. Perfection is never required, but how would you like to continue to progress in your unique role in our collective liberation in the future? If you have the sigil created under the dark moon, burn it safely, or douse it in water, or simply tear it in two, releasing it from mind and form. The reminder it was for you still needed, but this particular symbol can wane like the moon from our view.
Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils, and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes, in the form of God on high, mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly, mere puppets they, who come and go at the bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings invisible woe. That motley drama, oh, be sure it shall not be forgot, with its phantoms chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth into the selfsame spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that writhes from out the scenic solitude. It writhes, with mortal pangs the mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs, and human gore imbued. Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy, man, and its hero, the conqueror worm.
We are gathered here under the light of the worm moon, long believed to be so named for the earthworms which appear as the soil warms, drawing birds to feed. Another name for this cycle is the crow moon. However, in the 1760s, Captain Jonathan Carver visited the Dakota and other Native American tribes and wrote that the name worm moon refers to a different sort of worm, beetle larvae, which begin to emerge from the thawing bark of trees and other winter hideouts at this time. Though nowadays we tend to think of a worm almost exclusively as the gardener's favorite invertebrate, or as the small intestine's least favorite, the term worm refers to various relatively small, elongated, soft-bodied animals, including insect larvae. In past times, caterpillars, millipedes, snakes, maggots, lizards, and dragons were too all called worms. Historically, people have seen worm as a creature that was between life and death. And indeed, the origin of the word comes from Old English worm with a Y, which means serpent or dragon. The satanic parallel is almost too on the nose, and the pun of the worm and the apple almost goes without saying. Almost. But Eden is not the only relevant scene worthy of renewed consideration. There are many legends in the northeast of England relating to gigantic worms which terrorized the local area before being slain by so-called hero. The Lambton worm, Sockburn worm, and the worm of Linton are among the best known of these. In Beowulf, that character is the final monster, a dragon, described when, quote, "Then the worm awoke, accusation was renewed." Whilst in Genesis B, an Old English translation of an Old Saxon poetic version of Genesis, Satan's lackey transforms himself into a worm, quote, "He then cast himself into a worm's body and then wound himself around the tree of death through the devil's craft." In the tale of the Lambton worm, a rebellious boy skips church to go fishing and catches a small eel-like creature with 9 holes on each side of its head, which he discards back into the waters. There are many depictions of this worm, and some stories say it had legs. Time passes, the boy and the worm grow, when the worm begins terrorizing the countryside of the boy's family estate. The boy, now a knight, returns from the Crusades to battle the worm, but not before a witch warns him that he must also kill the first living being he lays eyes on after slaying the beast. He and his father plot to ensure that the first thing he sees is his dog. But the father is so excited when the son's victory that he forgets and rushes out to meet him, though they end up sacrificing the dog anyway, just in case. A rather Miltonian example of a tale that to our eyes is easier to sympathize with the villains than the heroes. And we've not even mentioned yet the common Christian iconography of Archangel Michael with his heel upon dragon's neck. May this moon's brilliant light serve as a reminder that as with its fellow worms, from serpents to night crawlers to beetle larvae, the dragon will always re-emerge.
And now we invite you to join us in a body scan meditation as it feels comfortable to you. First, I invite you to begin by bringing your attention to your environment, slowly looking around and noticing you are safe in this moment. Try to notice all the different textures you can see. Try bringing your attention into your body if that feels good for you. When you are ready, you might notice where you feel your breath in your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or maintain a soft gaze, with your eyes partially closed, but not focusing on anything in particular. You can notice your body seated, wherever you're seated, feeling the support of the chair or the floor beneath you. You may feel your weight balanced on the seat cushion beneath you. You might experience an elongated, comfortable spine and an uplifted feeling in your chest. You may also feel your shoulder blades relax down your back. If you'd like, try taking a few deep, long breaths within the range of what is comfortable for you. And as you take a deep breath, see if you can bring in more oxygen, enlivening the body. And as you exhale, you might experience a sense of relaxing more deeply. As you breathe in oxygen, oh so deeply, try to draw it down your body, all the way to the floor. See if you can gently move your breath all the way down the length of you. Now, see if you can notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensations of your feet where they're touching, the weight and pressure, vibration, heat, or coolness. You can then notice your legs against your chair or seat, pressure, pulsing, heaviness, or lightness. As you feel ready, very gently shift your focus to your stomach and all the internal organs here. Perhaps you notice the feeling clothing, the process of digestion, or the belly rising or falling with each breath. If you notice opinions arising about these areas, see if you can gently let these go and return to noticing sensations. If your stomach is tense or tight, can you allow it to soften? Just take a few breaths here. Try noticing your back against the chair, supporting you. If you're not able to notice sensations in all areas of the body, that is okay. We're more connected to certain areas of the body than others at different times of the day. Just try to send your sensations and your attention backwards. You can try to notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight? See if you can allow them to soften. See if you can channel your breathing into and out of this area, as if you're breathing into and out from your hands. What do your hands feel like when you do this? Now notice your arms if you feel comfortable doing so. Try to feel any sensation that arises in your arms. Do your best to allow your shoulders to be soft. If your mind wanders, you may gently bring it back to the experience of your body breathing, or to your chosen object of attention. Notice your neck and throat as it feels good to you. Try to allow them to be soft. See if you can invite a sense of relaxation in. Try to soften your jaw. Do your best to allow your face and facial muscles to be soft. As you exhale your next breath, you might notice the softening of any tension you may be holding. Now notice your whole body present. See if you can bring your awareness from the top of your head down to the body of your toes. Can you feel the gentle rhythm of the breath as it moves through the body? Try to sit with as much of your body as you comfortably can, just feeling your breathing. Now take one more breath to a level that feels comfortable. Be aware of your whole body as best you can. Slowly open up the eyes if they're closed without focusing on anything in particular. Allow your head and neck to gently rotate, taking in the space you are in once more. And when you feel ready, you can return to your normal gaze. I now open the circle and give thanks. Depart in peace, you guardian of the crossroads, you exile of Eden, you bringer of light, you blameless sacrifice. My gratitude goes with you. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Now take a moment to offer yourself gratitude and respect for whatever arose in this practice, to whatever degree you engaged. May the waning moonlight allow your flame to shine all the brighter upon your path these coming weeks. Until we see you under the new moon, go well and be safe. May the devil take you and keep you. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
So it is done.